Something that I just heard the other day is clutter is a financial hangover. Oh my gosh, is that so? It's so true that it's just so true. It's such a nasty thing. And also I've been noticing too that the clutter in the unused products or the things that you think you need that you don't really need. And when I'm talking about clutter, I'm not necessarily talking about the aesthetics of the home. Some people have a maximal design aesthetic. That's not necessarily clutter. Clutter is the miscellaneous, the random things, the overloading on products that maybe you don't use, or tons of purses that you don't use, tons of just random things. It's the random stuff, drawers that are packed, closets that are packed, stationery, notepads, cords, old socks, old ties you don't wear, your husband doesn't wear, like that. That's the clutter. The clutter is the overload, the overconsumption on random stuff that just gets shoved in certain spots. It's nasty. It's gross. It feels gross. It makes you feel gross. Your whole house feels gross. Your home needs to breathe. So all of it's nasty. So this is a behavioral problem. And like I said, so it's not necessarily the design aesthetic. Some people like an abundant, Christmas time, I'm abundant. Not like crazy stuff everywhere, but I like full trees. I like a lot of decorations on the trees. I still like to see the greenery on the tree, but I'm not a minimalist when it comes to Christmas. I never have been. I enjoy that season, but right after Christmas, I'm definitely more of a minimalist, mainly because of the overstimulation, and I just feel like it's too much and I need to pull back, and I'm overloaded, right? My senses are overloaded. Usually after the holidays, your senses are overloaded, your space feels tight. You just need things, it's dusty, you need it fresh. So, but the behavioral problem, the behavioral mentality, the patterns of the clutter is chasing and never being satisfied and thinking that you always need more. And what happens is the little things add up to big things. So you end up buying these little tchotchkes and all these little things and fillers and this and that to fulfill something, and it's not going to do it. You're literally wasting your time, wasting your money, wasting everything. So there's a difference with curating a home, making a home really nice, cozy. And yeah, you want to shop, you want to buy things like this, a normal part of life. You want to enjoy life and make a nice home and make it cozy and all of that stuff. Let me switch my earbud. Switch my arm here. So you want to make a cozy home and you want things to feel good for your family, but there's a limit, and it's like an epidemic of people chasing influencers telling you must have this, and you have all these different face creams, and your skincare routine is like 20 different things, and it's just insane. And most of the time, all of this junk that influencers, especially like the Shein and the Temu, it's just garbage. It's wasteful garbage. Get in control over your spending and over what you're doing. You want to be the head and not the tail. You want to have some control in life. You don't want to always be chasing and pursuing, because then you're a slave. You're a slave to, if there's debt, and you're a slave to the people that you're chasing, and they're manipulating you thinking that you need all of this stuff when you really don't need it. You need simplicity, and you need to stay in control so you have the means and the money to buy what you want to buy without people pressuring you and telling you, oh, this is a must-have. You need to get to Amazon, purchase this non-slip bath mat. Oh, you got to have this holder for your 50 Stanley cups. You don't need all that garbage. Simplify your life, and you're going to gain more peace. It's going to help your nervous system. For women, this is a huge indicator. Clutter is low-level stress all the time. When you're in a cluttered environment, you're constantly in this like low-level stress situation. You have cortisol out of control. Your hormones are out of control. This is what's developing most of these issues that a lot of women are dealing with these days, is because their environment is out of control. And their environment's out of control usually means their money's out of control. When your money's out of control, your body's out of control. It's all linked together. So you got to gain control. You got to gain control over it. And price has nothing to do with, so I share things. I might share a marble vessel that's $300 and people will be like, that's insane. No, it's not. Because if I use that one thing all year round, every year, I've had it for 5 years or whatever, it lasts, it's classic, it stands the test of time, it's a solid piece. That's better than buying $40 in this stuff at, at home store, even Goodwill. It's not cheap, so instead of buying a bunch of things, you're like, well, I got all of this stuff for $100. Yeah, well, you just bought a bunch of junk for $100. You could have saved and bought one nice thing. So it's all a mindset shift on what you're willing to invest in. This is why I don't necessarily look at the price. I look at the piece. The piece, is this going to flow with this client's home? Now, obviously, I want it to be mindful of their budget and of my budget. But if it's something that I can't obtain right now, you put it on back burner and say, okay, I really like that piece. Maybe it'll go on sale. Everything goes on sale. Maybe it'll go on sale and then I can buy this for, 25% off or whatever. And in the meantime, you're working towards something without getting that instant gratification of, oh, I have to have this right now. That's what it is. It's a greed. It's an instantaneous gratification of thinking that we need to have this. You've got no self-control. You can't pause and say, do I need this? Do I want this? Do I love this? And really look around you and think, is there anything that I could let go of that I'm not using that's taking up space, that's making me feel like I need more? Well, if you can let things go before you bring things in, that'll be huge. So you don't want to be in the cycle of well, I got rid of this and now. I was in that cycle for years. A lot of people ask me, well, what makes you qualified? Yeah, because I went through it. I blew a bunch of money and I racked up my credit cards and I was impulse shopping late at night, when you're tired and you're not really thinking clear. You're in that state of half asleep, half awake, and I'm buying stuff and then I'm regretting it the next morning. I mean, it's like, it's an addiction is what it is. And then you're filling your home with junk because you think this is going to make you feel better. Oh, if I just have this one other thing, it's going to make me feel better. Well, it's really not, because it's a mindset shift and it's a behavioral issue. And so you have to get in control and really look at your patterns, look at your habits. So there's certain items that you might be drawn towards. If that item's $10 or cheap, then great. And if it's gonna make your bathroom, you find a little soap dish or something. I mean, it's really not about the price. You can find great things for a great price, and you can find wasteful things for a great price too. So basically what you're doing is you are getting control so that you can choose what you want. You're in control of your space because your space is reciprocating back to you how you feel. So if you're anxious, take a look around you. For me, I need counters cleared. I do not want a little teeny lamp in my kitchen all the time. Maybe, I don't know, I guess it's not necessary. I've never really had one there. I put one there one time and I was like, I don't need it here. I need it in a spot that I'm going to use it. But I don't need little tchotchkes all over and little trays with little things and little stuff and little things all over. And I just don't want that. I need space. I need freedom. I need clarity. I need this area to be clean, especially in the bedroom. I don't want a bookshelf full of a bunch of books that are collecting dust in the bookshelf that when I wake up I see a visual mess. I'm not interested in that, because right when I wake up I'm being stimulated, like, ooh, look at all this stuff staring me in the face. I want it clean, classy, I want to wake up and feel, all right, this feels nice. I don't have a bunch of chores to do, just my main cleaning that I do every day. Basic housework, tidying up the house, and I call it waking up the house, or my morning reset. And then you do your evening reset where you're kind of shutting down a little bit. So it's just a mindset shift your whole life, and this is why we don't have a really big space. We actually looked at one that was bigger. It's so crazy because when you downsize and then you look at something that's like 1,800 square feet, you're like, this is massive. I don't have enough stuff to fill this. And I really, I looked at a place just to see. And because our place is a little tight, and then when it's smaller, you feel like, oh, I have more stuff. Or it's, it makes you feel like you have more clutter than you actually do because the space is smaller, but you really don't. But I just looked at a place that was like 1,800 square feet. And I thought, I don't want to furnish this whole place. I don't want to have to buy all this extra stuff to fill this place. I don't need it. And that was the big thing for me, was when it's smaller, small places can be super cozy if you do it right. Like, you don't need a ton of random junk. Just because the space isn't huge doesn't mean you have to go small scale on all of your stuff. You could actually go larger scale, and it'll make it feel more elevated and clean and classy. So a lot of the things that I use in small spaces are, I do use lamps and lighting because it helps create like a little mood, and mirrors. Mirrors reflect light and they make the space feel larger. So I also do larger scale pieces of furniture. I don't do a lot of small stuff. If there's too much small stuff, I pull back. Now for Christmas, I'm probably going to add a little bit more fun around that time. But for now, you just keep it simple, really modern organic. So it's a really nice blend. It's cozy, but it's not overly done. And if you're moving into a new space, that's a perfect time to let things go. I also heard something the other day about when you're looking at something, or would you pay $5 to move that item from one place to the next? Because that's basically what it costs for movers. And the time it's going to take you to find a new spot for that item, is it worth it? So you really have to think, what's coming with me in my future season of life? What do I want most importantly? What am I craving? What's the desire? Do I want peace and simplicity and health? I want to enjoy life. I want to feel full of vitality. I don't want the drama or the chaos or the clutter. All that seems to go together. Drama, chaos, clutter. You want that fresh season, then you have to, every move you make has to line up with that. You have to say, well, this is something that is not going to come with me because it doesn't resonate anymore. It doesn't elevate me or my space, or doesn't align with the goals that I have for this next season for me and my family. Goodbye, let it go. And don't give it a second thought. And sometimes it's hard to do. I go back and forth with things. I'm like, should I keep this? Should I not? I like this. And so you do have to go through. Once you do a purge in like a closet, go through again. You're gonna have to go through 2-3 times probably until you really decide, until you're really down. Because the stuff first you thought, I would never get rid of this. There's things that I thought I would never get rid of. And then it came to a time where I'm like, I actually don't care about it. I'm not using it anymore. Why do I need this? And so you like snap out of it because you're elevating your mindset. You're getting better. So it becomes easier to let those things go. And the whole act of letting go is so significant because it is spiritual also. You're letting go of clunky past things. You're letting go of a past behavior. You're letting go of a past season. You're letting go of who you used to be. And you're trying to develop and grow into something. You're trying to blossom into something better. Into something. You're trying to come up higher. So the things that aren't coming up higher with you, let those go. Let the old things pass away and birth a higher expression of yourself. Like let this be the season where you birth that higher expression. Don't wait any longer. I wish I did this 10 years ago. Good news is I started this journey about 3 years ago, but man, it is a journey. It's a journey. It takes time. I wish I would have started 10 years ago because I'd be way ahead. Instead, I blew a bunch of money, wasted money, chased trends, got fat. I mean, then I had to undo all that. The undoing takes much longer. So it's like getting in debt's easy, getting out, that takes 10 times as long. You're literally trading your life for stuff is what it comes down to be, because you're working to trade it for stuff that you bought 5 years ago that you don't even care about, or maybe you don't even have anymore. So getting control is a profound experience in your life. Not being a victim. You're the head and not the tail. You don't need... Skip Halloween altogether. Quit buying all this ridiculous junk. Plastic bowls and ghost candles, and it's just foolishness. Let it go. Who cares? You're wasting your money. You don't need it. It's going to end up in storage. It's a dark, nasty, disgusting holiday anyways. Skip it. Give yourself... Okay, here's what I do. This fall season is a reset before the big Christmas season for me, because I know it's going to shift and it's going to be a little bit more abundant. My space is going to be abundant. So I soak up as much of the fall season as I possibly can I only put out fall stems. I used to put out pumpkins and maybe like an acorn or decorative things. And now it's just fall stems and some moody textiles. That's it. I skipped buying anything else because it just adds to clutter and it's not necessary. And then I use pieces that I already have, such as the $300 marble tray or something like that I've used all year round. So you're rotating. Now you can bring in a fall scented non-toxic candle, a cozy throw blanket, and some cozy pillow covers to change out your pillow covers. That's all you need. It's so simple. You bring in some moody colors and that's it. But sorry, my arm's getting tired, and I can't see because it's so hot out. So the goal is to use that as a reset season. So what I've been doing is I do a reset season in the spring, and now I'm doing one in the fall, basically. So after the busyness of summer and the hustle, which we're still in, obviously it's August, but then you use fall as like a pullback or reset, quiet time before the busyness and the abundance of Christmas. And it allows me to really gain perspective and really to just reset my mind, my home, my thoughts, where we're headed, what we're doing, and not be in a constant state of decorating or consuming. You're weaving things in and out. So you're adding to your style as you elevate. You might add a few nice pieces as you're elevating, and you're letting go of the old. The number one thing that I think makes houses look cheap are these tiny little plastic topiary trees and tiny little plastic trees. These Amazon olive trees, they look cheap. They're junk. It's junk. It's ugly. And they're probably really toxic. I don't have an olive tree, and I'm not really a big fan of a ton of fake plastic plants, like the ones that stick straight up and then it has all these branches sticking out. They're ugly. If you're going to do one, it's going to be a quality one. It's not going to be cheap because it's going to be made really well, and those run, up into the couple thousands if you're going to get a really nice looking, realistic looking olive tree. But the people are like, can you believe this was $80? Yeah, I can believe it. It looks like garbage. It's hideous. And then your house looks like everybody else's house. So just skip it. Why are you spending your money on ridiculous, stupid things? Because some 50-year-old influencer said you need to have this. You need to have this coffee bong so you can have a coffee party with your friends. You need to have these little koozies to put over your Coca-Cola can or your beer can and make it look like you're drinking Coca-Cola, but you're actually drinking beer. Ooh, like you're such a rebel. Waste. It's all a waste of money. Buy with intention. Curate your home. Make it a reflection of the beauty and the abundance of life in a simple, elevated way. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So, and stay away from Shein and Temu. Like garbage, all garbage. You don't need to wear all of this cheap stuff, and it's sourced really bad. The labor laws around it are horrible. People are being used and abused. Just forget it. So slow yourself down, gain control. You can buy what you want, and with all the money that you're saving on not going to thrift stores and not running into Home Goods, you're going to be able to afford some beautiful pieces. And one at a time, you add them in. You're like, man, I really love this piece. You're going to keep what you love. You will let go of what you justified to buy, but you will always keep what you really, really loved, and that the thing that was a sacrifice that you saved up for, or you value it. You'll keep those things. And the other things, let them go. Clear the space. Start fresh. Talk to you later.